Yep, that's it. Today's the day. Today is the day that this film finally dies. In Die Another Day, James Bond is sent to investigate the connection between a North Korean terrorist and a diamond mogul, who just so happens to be funding the development of an international space weapon. So, walking into this one, I knew absolutely nothing other than the fact that it's considered the worst in the franchise, while also at the same time being the most action packed spectacle film in the franchise. And I honestly wanted to walk in and be a contrarian and walk away saying, you know what, I love this film, I disagree with everyone, I think it's great. And that didn't happen at all.
It's bad? It's very bad.
While there aren't many, of course, we always start off with the positives, and to say that Pierce Brosnan is seriously playing a deep, dark, depressing Bond in this film. The performance is actually very similar to Timothy Dalton in License to Kill, although not as good altogether. Bond has gone through so much in this film that he's suffering from a lot of problems, but we never actually explore any of that, and I'll get into that a bit later. Obviously, getting Halle Berry to be our main Bond girl is just awesome. She's cool, confident, and just super fun and entertaining. Her and Bond have like this weird relationship and banter back and forth with each other. It's weirdly tense and sexual, but overall I kind of actually enjoy it because it's something different for him and a Bond girl to be having. With all the flaws that this movie has, I cannot deny that the action and the spectacle and all the work that they put forth in this film does not go unnoticed. This is purely the film that if you wanted to sit down and watch the biggest action scenes, the biggest set pieces, the biggest moments altogether, spectacle-wise, this is the film to go to. It's that kind of stuff that when you just sit down with a bunch of friends and have a few cold ones, magic starts to happen. The villains in this, I think, are a lot of fun. They're played by some top-tier actors of the time, and you can tell that every moment that they're in this film, they're just on set having a blast, and they definitely know what kind of movie they're making. Where do I even begin to comprehend how bad this movie is? The plot and the story in this is utterly ridiculous and so far-fetched, I can't believe they even decided to write it. It's not even a real spy thriller of any kind. It's just this weird adventure film that is more in line with gigantic blockbuster superhero movies than actually anything James Bond.
What have you done?
The entire satellite in this movie is a giant sky beam that the villain uses to destroy any country, weapon, or person or thing that it wants to on the Earth's surface. The writing, the acting, and the dialogue, I think, is all almost terrible. At every moment, everyone's almost playing up some kind of version of something as if it's a parody. And every line of dialogue and one-liner is like a you gotcha moment. People in this movie either talk like they're extremely crazy or they're so serious that the world's gonna end and like it's literally those two extremes, no in between.
Really serious.
The action in this for me, as much as I gave it praise for what they did, is just absolutely horrendous. The things that they do and that they make Bond do in this film is so out there and over the top that he's basically a superhero by this point. It's just a bunch of loud, overblown noise for 2 hours of a movie. You know, with all the other films, I usually give a lot of flack to the effects. I take everything back with what they do in this film. There is stuff that they do with some egregiously bad 2000s CGI that just makes me want to just go back and apologize to every other movie and say, you know what, I'll take that point off. You get an extra star just for how bad this is.
No, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! No! Oh, God! Fuck! Oh!
Even something that I love, the gadgets, are so out there and far-fetched that even I myself am going like, there's no way Bond has an invisible fucking car. I haven't even mentioned the entire political narrative that this film has with North Korea, which I don't want to get into because I feel like that's an entirely different subject that just ruins the movie even more. A main plot point in this movie is that you have to believe a North Korean terrorist literally is able to change himself with plastic surgery so much that he becomes the perfect English gentleman.
No, that's not how it works.
I'm sorry, but Bond has truly lost it if they think I'm going to enjoy that. This movie feels like the directors and the writers don't know anything about Bond and they just want to make their own movie. Even the opening sequence of this movie with, the whole dancing number and the songs and the titles and all of that jazz. Yeah, it's played by Madonna doing some weird hip hop thing. And you might say, oh, that's fine. This movie's doing something new and interesting and different. Yeah, well, how would you like it if they intercut that Madonna hip hop song with James Bond being tortured by North Koreans? I mean, to think, this is supposed to be the 40th anniversary. What are we even doing? And honestly, I think the worst part about this film is the absolute character assassination of all of our favorite characters here. Literally, I feel like there are moments designed to piss you off by how much the characters and the actors don't actually feel like they're playing the characters that you've lived with and seen this entire time. Overall, for me, I think this is one of the worst films in the franchise. Definitely the worst Bond film by far. It has almost no redeeming qualities other than the action itself, and even then, I get a little dizzy watching it. I got no choice but to give this thing one Michael Madsen cameo out of 5. This film may have its fans, but ultimately, we can't deny it was one of the lowest points in the franchise, by far. In fact, the only hope for more Bond cinema in the future was to go back to his origins and find out who the man really is. And tomorrow we're going to do that with Casino Royale 2006. See you then. Gear up and gear out.